So they talk about you must be born again. You must give your life to Jesus. You must do something. You find out that the Greek Orthodox Church and even the Roman Catholic Church, they don't emphasize that, do they? Praise God. Our tendency is to say, oh, they are unbelieving church. No, 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 no. How does a church survive if how does a church survive like the Greek Orthodox or Egyptian Orthodox? The Egyptian Orthodox is a miracle. How has it survived? I don't know. They killed them. I know the pastor of the largest church in Egypt. He died last week, or was it early this week? I know him personally. We've met at conferences and at training events. He's like a mentor. He told me stories of how his fathers have survived the Islamic hordes and they have refused to leave Christianity. His father was a pastor, his grandfather was a pastor. They stayed true in the midst of that opposition to the faith. How is it that they have survived? You know, how is it that they have survived? It's more than you must be born again. There is a metaphysical engagement of the soul that is settled in the midst of suffering. A soul that says, I will not let you go. Even though if I perish, I perish. That's a metaphysical substantiality. So let me go on. Let me go on and not waste too much time. So, but Luther came and Luther introduced the fact that you have to do something. What I'm pointing to you is that there are Christians who are in a situation that there is nothing that they will do that will bring salvation their way. They must just rest in Jesus. Because no amount of prayer will save them. This might sound like heresy to you, but there are certain of them that prayer will not save from destruction. The people that Stalin killed, the people that Chairman Mao killed, what could have saved them? They have to rest in the knowledge that Jesus. Okay, what is happening in Boko Haram North now? Why should anybody remain a Christian? You know how many people they have slaughtered? You know how many villages they have emptied? Yet these people refuse to change. It is more than an American proposition, people of God. It's a metaphysical commitment. It's a settledness of the soul that says, I have given all. It's a settledness of the soul that says, where can I go? You are the one that have the word of life. It's a settledness of the soul that says, even though you slay me, I will follow you. It's not a transactional reality. But you know, with Martin Luther, it was as if there was a level of transactionality that came in. And you can understand it because in his days, the Roman Catholic was not just transactional, it was transfoolishness. It was trans negativity at that time. I'm not going again into church history, but I am saying that, you know, the image of God has been interpreted in many ways. That if you want to really be in the image of God, you can only access it through grace alone and faith alone. What if it seems, listen to this, what if it seems faith is not working and grace has failed? What if? Huh? So I'm just throwing that at you. And in counseling, we will meet people. We will meet some of our clients that the typical things that we say, it will not work for them. Oh. You know, you go to speak to somebody who is a Native American, say, just give your life to Jesus, everything will be okay. Everything was not okay for his grandfather. When his uncle gave his life to Jesus and went to the church school, his uncle was abused. When his aunt gave his life to Jesus and went to church school, she was raped in the church school, and when she became pregnant, she was killed and buried under the church school. That's the experience of the Native Americans. So how does somebody like that come to Jesus? It must be something deeper, you know. It must be something deeper. It must be the tears of those who knows that it is the blood of the martyrs that is the foundation of the church. Is this any reasonable to us? So think about this. You know, so when Calvin came and the Reformed theology, the tulip, you know, and some people will swear by that, you know, a layer of humanism was introduced into Imago Dei, a layer of conformity, an ontology about the image that is a similitude. So they will say something like, man looks like God, and man is called to be like God. So they are talking about two layers here. They say when you look at man, he's like God. When you look inside man, he's called to be like God. You know, that's what they say. And it is helpful in counseling people, but I don't know whether it's as strong as we need today, especially in these days when we are turning away from ontology. Our communities are turning away from simple arguments. May God grant us understanding. So, and he developed an expansive theology that is anthropomorphic, has ethical implication. This is what you do in the city if you are going to be in the image of God, and so on and so forth. You know, well, cool. But let's go forward. So Karl Barth came much, much later than Calvin and said Imago Dei refers to the God-given capacity of human beings in their co-humanity to be addressed by God and to respond to God's word. So he said that the relationship is between the summoning high in God's being and the summoned divine thou in us. And sorry, I love these things, but I don't want you to be confused. But I please hang with me. What he's saying essentially is that inside God, there is something that is calling unto us. And somehow, by default, inside us, there's something that is saying unto man, Jesus, I come, Jesus, I come. You know, and this is the basis of a relationship, according to Karl Barth, between God who created and also between I and the thou that has been created.